Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of what is the point of punishing people? In our society, well, it's simple, right? You have to follow the law, you have to pay your taxes, you have to do things right. Otherwise, you can go to jail, you can get punished. So, of course, there's other ways of getting punished, but we'll talk about the subject of going to jail first. The thing is it the correct way of getting someone to change, the correct way to punish someone? If you really think about it, we are in some way the only animal that really punishes other animals, because if you go into the whole animal kingdom, it's not because someone does something bad that they will necessarily be also judged in such a way that they get incarcerated. Of course, people will defend their territory, people will be very instinctual in the way that they defend their food and stuff like that. But is that really a form of punishment? That's more like just don't go to buy property. This is mine. I need to survive. Here we're talking about the fact that if we do something that's kind of outside of the law, for example, you park in the wrong place or you drive your car too fast, then you're going to get a parking ticket and you just have to get punished on that, so you have to pay it. Same goes with anything that has to go with paying bills and all these things. You don't pay on time, well, your credit score goes bad, and if your credit score is bad, then it affects your life because you can't buy stuff. You can, but you get constrained on certain things. And then if you get into bankruptcy and other things like that, well, then you can't even open bank accounts and stuff like that. So then you're reprimanded, you're kind of incapacitated for a very long time. And the thing that's very strange about jail, the way that we do it, is that basically we, the people living in the society, are the ones paying for those jails and paying for the people that are in them, and they're still dealing drugs, still doing bad stuff. A lot of them, when they come out of jail, get back into crimes and stuff like that, just because even though they may be trying to get out of the bad world with the bad things that they did, if people are not giving them chances, well, then they have to resort again to stealing and other things. But is it the correct way? Because technically I would see the point if they were to teach them things, and there are certain type of things that you can learn in jail. But at the same time, because there's so many gangs and you are in such bad condition that definitely, well, you're not really in a position to actually be learning or changing the way that you think. Because a lot of the ways that people do things is definitely because, well, it's out of desperation, it's out of survival, it's out of, well, that's the best thing I know how to do, so the society is tough. If society is tough, well, I need to be able to overcome, So that's why I'm not really very positive on the fact that the way that we get punished in this world. Same with like people who basically were trying to cross the border here in America very recently, where people were separating families and kids, and the kids, they don't even know what they're doing, they're just following their parents. And then at the same time, the parents, well, it again goes back to the survival instinct. If you're trying to survive, if you're trying to not die, you're trying to get food, you're trying to go to a better place, and then they get punished for not abiding to the law of the country. But I do think, again, it comes back to this thing that I've spoken about many, many times, is if we as people were more generous towards each other, if we as people were more positive and more loving towards our planet, if we thought less about countries and continents as countries and continents and thought of it as a planet, an Earth, a universe, then people would actually be able to have a better life within what they have. Usually, the more people have, the less you will need to do bad things. And yeah, there are psychopaths, yeah, there are many movies that talk about crazy people. Yes, there's a lot of that, but a lot of it comes from unfortunate events, times when things just got hard and you just get into that pattern, and if you get into a vice or something like that, well, then it's hard to get out of it. And I think we need to, as a society, find the humanity, and as well as not just find the humanity, but find different ways. I don't think electric chairs, I don't think that killing people, I don't think that incarcerating someone is the proper right way to do things. As mentioned, I think it takes more work. It would take being able to replace the person with something else. And I do understand that we don't want bad people roaming around, killers and all that stuff. But at the same time, maybe life is very precious, and maybe there's a way to re-educate people in a better way, and a better way to get them back into society. And if the people who, or the countries or the things that are having problems with life because of poverty and because of wars and stuff like that, if they're able to maybe find help within the world and not just outcast them. Because also the thing is, it comes also a lot to the fact of knowledge and what the media says. So if the media is not really like telling you, the media is not making people aware of it, then basically we become ignorant about different countries, different worlds, different places, and just think about you, the immediate you, what you see in your street, what you see around you, the people around you, and a lot of it creates this chaos, and a lot of it really creates basically the mess that we're in a lot of times. Well, that's it. That's all I have to say on the subject. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.